Sergeant Tom Gunny Highway, Congressional Medal of Honor winner. Over 30 years in the Marine Corps.
Hello, welcome to
his battles never end.
Today's film will be Heartbreak Ridge, the 1986 smash hit film starring Clint Eastwood as the main character, Thomas Highway. This film stands out as one of the greatest films he'd done in that period of time in the 80s. Let us find out why. There are 4 good reasons for this being the case, and they are as following.
You didn't talk dirty like that when we were married.
Always. Only you were never there to hear it.
Well, I ask for Marines. The division sends me relics.
You men do not recon platoon kicks butt. Ow. God, you ladies think you can slip and slide. You're gonna start acting like Marines right now. Who invited you? I'm not doing this because I want to take long showers with you, and I don't.
So the first reason for this being a great film is what I call a trifecta rule. By this, what I'm inferring is that the director, the producer, as well as the lead star are all in one, the same person, that being Clint Eastwood. He directs the film, he produced the film, and he starred in as the lead role. This gives us a great understanding of just why this film was so important for the time. His objective for the film was to give an accurate portrayal of the war in Korea, which happens to be, I believe, at a place called Heartbreak Ridge, sorry. Conveniently the same title as the film. There is a great scene of what took place at the outset of the film in that particular wartime period, which I'm going to just give a brief look at. So now coming to the second thing, we are going to deal with a cast. Obviously, as it's a Clint Eastwood film, and he is the lead character, the lead star of the film, he would be the first to be mentioned, and I just did. So the next person in line is Marsha Mason, who plays Aggie Highway, the estranged wife of Tom Highway, or Thomas Highway. Then we have Everett McGill as Major Malcolm A. Powers, Moses Gunn as Staff Sergeant Luke Weber, Eileen Hecker as Mary Johnson, Mark Mattingly as Franco One Ball Peterson, Bo Sevson as Roy Jennings, Boyd Gaines as First Lieutenant M.R. Ring, Mario Van Peebles as Corporal Stitch Jones, Arlen Dean Snyder as Sergeant Major J. Choose-Who, I believe that name is, Vincent Irizarry as Lance Corporal Freghetti, Ramon Franco as Lance Corporal Aponte, Tom Villiard as Corporal Profile, Mike Gomez as Corporal Quinones, Rodney Hill as Corporal Collins, Peter Koch as Private Swede Johnson, Richard Ventura as Colonel Mares, Peter Jason as Major Devin, Peter Hosetta as Officer Reese, Nicholas Worth as Jail Binger, and JC Quinn as Supply Sergeant. So there's the full cast, of which I'm only going to speak on 3 people that are in this film that are very important to mention. The first one would be Everett McGill. He's been in several films over the years, most well known as the fighter alongside Steven Seagal in Under Siege 2. The blonde haired guy, I believe it was. The next person is Mario Van Peebles, who has been in several things over the years, such as New Jack City in '91 with Wesley Snipes. He was in Hot Shots alongside Charlie Sheen in 1986, the same year as this particular film. He was in Highlander 3, The Sorcerer in '94. I think that will do for him. The next person to be mentioned is Peter Koch, or Coach. He was a professional football player in his early years, but then went into acting in 1986, with this being his first film, but he's been in a couple of other films that should be mentioned. One is Heat, a film called Heat, which had the lead star of Burt Reynolds in the same year as this film, 1986, and then he was in a film called Conspiracy Theory in 1997, which was a film that had the lead roles and stars in it called Mel Gibson and Julia Roberts. So there's a rundown of the different actors in Heartbreak Ridge, and a little more focus on 3 key players as well. The third thing that needs to be mentioned about Heartbreak Ridge is the fact of the musical score. For the most part, it was done by the American saxophonist Lenny Neuhaus, who at this point had worked on over a dozen films for Clint Eastwood. We'll just briefly consider some of the other things that he's been linked to in this vein, shall we? Let us now come to the fourth thing about this film, and that is both the budget and the income. The budget was set at 15 million, and the income which it gathered through various means came to 121.7 million dollars. Let us now just briefly break down what this means in terms of the statistics. At its widest distribution in the United States, the film was screened at 1,647 theaters, grossing 8,100 no, sorry, £8 million roughly. This meant it opened second place behind Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home. Revenue dropped to 41% in its second week of release, earning 4,721,000 £7,021 and £454, or whatever that total figure is. During its final weekend showing in the theatres, the film grossed £1 million. It went on to take a total of £42 million in the ticket sales of its 7-week theatrical run, and while its total was 121.7 million, it ranked 18th in the box office in 1986.